Guys, welcome back to my channel. I've got another little grocery haul for you guys this week. I went to Coles and Woolies. So I grabbed some blueberries from Coles that were only $2 a punnet and they're really low in calories, so I love them as a snack, especially because they're in season now. Tofu I got from Coles for $2.30 for 300 grams. Oranges weren't cheap this week, but I was craving something sweet and juicy, so I only grabbed two. Avocado was also from Coles for 150, lemon was 150, and mangoes were $3 each. They should continue to get cheaper as we head towards summer because I think mangoes are a summer fruit. Excuse the junk in the background, guys. Cauliflower was $2.70 at Coles. Onions were $2 a kilo. I still have onions at home, but I figured I'll just load up on them since they're only $2 a kilo and they last ages in the fridge. Then I popped over to Woolies to grab some Greek yogurt. I'm going to use this for a sauce, some Mexican style sauce. I'll show you guys in my cooking videos. And then I also grabbed some tomatoes. They were $4 a kilo at Woolies. Grabbed some mushrooms. The mushrooms were only $9.50, $10 a kilo at Woolies, so they were on sale. So I grabbed probably 300 grams of mushrooms. And then I grabbed 2 kilos of mussels. They're $6.50 a kilo at Woolies. I also grabbed my free item from Coles. So on Flybuys, I had a free product. So cheese naans, I got this completely for free, but I think retail price is $4. So that wraps up the little grocery haul, guys. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm going to do another meal prep video for you guys this week, and there's lots of new things that I probably haven't made before in my previous shop. For example, I'm using some rice flat noodles this week. I've just rinsed some bean sprouts, chopped some onion, carrot, thinly sliced up the spring onions I had in the fridge from last week, pork mince, eggs, mushrooms, and sanshui bao sauce. So I start off with sauteing my carrots and onions in a little bit of water. I mix up some eggs with fish sauce, salt, and sugar. And then I added my pork mince to the sauteed carrots and onions. You can do this a little bit later if you like, but I do it quite early in because I really like my carrots and onions soft. Then I add in my spring onions and mushrooms, cook that through a little bit. I tend to add my bean sprouts towards the end because they don't take very long to cook. If you want it crunchy, you can add it once you turn the heat off as well. I prefer mine predominantly cooked, but not to a point where it's soggy. After that's all cooked, I add in my sauce, mix that through, and then I take the mixture out and put it in the bowl just to set aside whilst I prepare all of the other ingredients. So what I do is microwave the flat noodles a little bit just to help it soften up. Then I add some sesame oil into the pot. This is the same pot I use to saute my veggies and stuff. So then I toss in my flat noodles into the sesame oil, toss in my eggs, and kind of just scramble the eggs whilst mixing it in with the noodles. And then towards the end, I add in the savory mixture that I made previously. So the pork mince, the veggies, all of those goods. Add that in. And then I also drizzle a little bit of ABC sauce at the end just to help it get a bit of color and add a little bit of sweetness to the meal. I love cooking this because I love flat rice noodles and you can toss in anything you like. I also had some leftovers for the next day as well, as you guys can see here. And this next clip, I've got some muddy passata, spinach, pasta spirals, cream, lemon, frozen prawns, garlic, onions, and tomatoes. And I'm going to be doing a meal prep. So I start off with a little bit of olive oil and toss in the onions and cook that 75% through. I also add in a little bit of salt, then toss in my garlic, cook that through a little bit. I don't add the garlic in too early because I don't want it to burn. Then I add in my thickened cream and mix that through as well. I also wash my cherry tomatoes before adding it to the sauce. I don't break the tomatoes up and I don't cut them because they'll naturally burst and all of the flavor will go into the sauce. I also add in a whole bag of spinach. It looks like a lot, but it wilts down to very little. I also add in a little bit of muddy passata just to add a bit of flavor and coloring to the sauce. Then I add in a whole bag of frozen prawns, which I got from Aldi. It's about 500 grams worth of prawns. Cook that down a little, and I think I added some salt as well as this Italian seasoning mix to the sauce. I also add some lemon towards the end, but I'll show you guys that in the next clip. So what I tend to do is actually squeeze my lemon juice into a separate bowl. That way it's easy for me to spoon out the seeds because there's nothing worse than having lemon seeds in my food. So as you guys can see here, I also cut the heat before I add the lemon juice to the sauce because I don't want it to get bitter or anything. Anyways, the sauce is pretty much complete. I sometimes mix the sauce in with the pasta, or I'll just spoon the sauce on top of my pasta. So that's what the finished product looks like. It's absolutely delicious, and I'm going to be making this lemony sauce more often. This next meal prep idea is a really lazy one. So I've just got some muddy passata and some veal tortellini. I literally boil the tortellini and then strain it and then add the passata sauce on top with some Parmigiano cheese. Ideally, I should have added extra veggies to this sauce, but I was a bit lazy. The next meal prep, I've got some capsicum, some carrots, onion, frozen green beans, rump steak, which I've cut into strips. It's a steak I got from Aldi, some black pepper sauce, and some leftover bean sprouts. So I start off by rendering the beef fat, which I didn't show you guys in this clip, but you would have seen it before in one of my other meal prep videos. And then I use that beef fat to cook my rump steak in. I basically use the fat as an oil substitute. Then I take the beef out, set it aside, toss in my onions and carrots to cook that through, add in the capsicum and cook that through. I like my veggies really soft in a stir fry, but if you like it a little bit more crunchy, then obviously you can just toss the beef in with it. So I've added my frozen green beans in towards the end because they're already cooked. It doesn't take long to thaw. Bean sprouts go at the very end because they literally cook within seconds. Then I add in the beef, and then I add in the black pepper sauce to finish it all up, mix it together and serve it on top of some white rice. I really liked the Lee Kum Kee black pepper sauce. I will be buying that again. No, I'm not sponsored by them. I just really enjoy the sauce and I thought I would share my review with you guys. I just wanted to note you could serve this with noodles as well if you like. You don't have to just have it with rice. Okay, so in my next meal prep, I've got some cheese naan, which I got for free. I think I briefly spoke about that in my grocery haul, so check that out if you're interested. I've got some onions and carrots, which I've chopped up, and some frozen peas. Also grabbed some butter chicken sauce from my stockpile pantry, and I've defrosted some chicken thighs. So I start by cooking my carrots and onions in a little bit of water, then I add the peas in, then I remove it and put it into a small bowl whilst I use the same pot to cook my chicken thighs down. I don't use any oil because chicken thigh is quite fatty. I chop the chicken thigh up to small chunks, then add it in with the veggies. Then I add in the butter chicken sauce, mix that through, let it simmer, let the flavors mingle whilst I've got my cheese naan in the air fryer. I think the cheese naan you can cook on a pan with some oil as well if you like, but I prefer cooking it in the air fryer. That way I don't need to add additional oil. And that's the finished product. So friendly reminder, nothing I make is authentic. This is just my way of cooking. Thanks for watching.